entirely in the movie. It's emotional, it's draining. It must have been really difficult for you to essay the character, but I would like to ask you, how difficult, how challenging was the role of Talbir Kaur?
To begin with, when Omung came to me with the subject, it was an immediate yes. He's already shared that with you. Because when you hear the story, I mean, I'm sure you all already got the feeling, the vibe of it when you saw the trailer right now. How can we walk away from being a part of telling the story and sharing it with everybody, especially the human story? We are all familiar with the reportage, and thank you all for doing what you do day in and day out. But nevertheless, there are a lot of, as I started out saying today, that we all still individually as Indians continue with our lives. We do get affected, we do get disturbed, but we don't necessarily can possibly experience or take the minute out to experience how just an incident can completely change the dynamic of a family, can change the lives of a family. And it was important to be part of that narrative and to share it with us Indians. Sarbjit's life cannot go, his story cannot go unknown. And Talbir fought for over 23 years relentlessly. I mean, this kind of sibling love and commitment, the lady's capacity to be Sarbjit for his family, to be Sarbjit's Talbir Penji for him, to be Darji's spirit and strength to be able to keep the fight on going is just a commendable, unbelievable spirit. And there, I think, adjectives fall short to describe that spirit which exists in so many households of our country and worldwide. So this story needed to be told. And thank you, Omung, for bringing it to me. Thank you, Utkarshini, for writing the way that you have. And thanks to the whole team for us bringing it to life.
Thank you so much. Personally, I want to know, how do you lose so much weight and then you do the other things that you do and with such finesse and honesty? How did you do it?
It was easy. I do it every day.
Sure. Yeah.
The hard part of the character, of course, weight loss and all that is something we had decided, and it took a lot of willpower to achieve that. But the hardest part of the character was the fact that a lot is known and documented about Talbir Kaur. Not much is known about him and his prison life. So that, to keep it true and to keep it within the script and keep it as honest as possible, and to go through the suffering he did for 23 years, where out of that 18 years he was locked up in chains and was in a Kal Kotri. So imagining all that was the harder part, you know, with Omung and as a co-conspirator, it was very easy, and I feel that everybody in the cast has done a fantastic job, and I'm very proud to be a part of this movie. Thank you.
You are taking us by surprise with every role that you portray. With this film, what were your challenges and what was so interesting about the character?
For me, I read the script. It took me about 2 days, and I understood the weight of my character. Of course, it's supporting these two primary characters, but my deep down belief is that, you know, I feel like politicians have kind of failed to create peace. So it's only up to artists and musicians and writers. And honestly, it sounds very like whatever, preachy, but that's really my core belief, that it's only via films like these that we can possibly reach out and create some kind of this film is about the human side of the human casualty of conflict, whether it's India, Pakistan, or terrorism or whatever. But it's It's the lives behind the statistics. And that's what really interested me. And of course, the director, the writer who I know, and the incredible cast. I've worked with Randeep before, and I'm sweating because I'm intimidated by him always. but it, but, but I'm really proud to be a part of this film.
Very well, sir. Thank you so much, Richa. Coming on to Darshan Kumar, you're looking really hot. Sorry, I had to crack this line. But can I please ask you about your role, about the challenging parts of it? It's an emotional film. It's a serious film. Yes, over to you, sir.
I would like to say thanks to Omung sir and Randeep sir, Vanita ji for giving me this chance to work in this film. Such a beautiful story. I just love the story. And I got a chance to work with versatile actors like Ash, Randeep, Richa. It was such an amazing journey, I would like to say. And I'm playing Awais Sheikh, a Pakistani lawyer. I think he's a fighter. A common man did an extraordinary thing for humanity. So, जो मैंने role ये पढ़ते, I felt like, wow, this I have to do it. And it was such a nice journey. And I just love the film.
Thank you, and why debut with SARBJIT and no other film?
Good evening, everyone. You know, the story struck a chord with me as soon as I heard it. And I know Omung sir for a long, long time. And even before he made Mary Com. And I always believed that this man will be one of the biggest directors we'll ever see. Also, this story is about a relationship between brother and sister. And I know for a fact that मैं अपनी बहन के लिए कुछ भी कर सकता हूँ और मैं ये कॉन्फिडेंटली कह सकता हूँ कि वो भी मेरे लिए कुछ भी करेगी. I know Ash
जेल में बंद होना पड़ेगा उसके लिए.
और मैं Ash को जानता हूँ बहुत सालों से, तो वो भी एक था. एंड रणदीप I'm a big fan of. मैंने 60 किलो कम किए हैं, लेकिन मैंने तो हीरो बनने के लिए किया था. बट जो आपने किया है, hats off. Richa, outstanding. Darshan, Bhushan sir, we all know you're a tycoon. So I'm just happy that I'm a small part of this. But I just want to say that there's a man called Randeep, who's also a big part of this film, Vanita Kumar. This film looks the way it looks because of her, not because of Omung sir. So, these two...
Please call Utkarshni up also. Utkarshni, come on up.
Kiran
You deserve to be here.
And Kiran sir, sorry sir.
Kiran sir, yeah, he's...
This role is emotionally demanding and draining. What was the kind of preparation that you went through when you had to do this role?
Actually, this is possibly one of the fastest films we've ever made in our careers. I think that holds true for most of us here. So credit goes to the potential of the subject itself, the director helming it. That's why I keep saying, actually, I'm going to name each member of the team. The producers who have come on board and helped us infuse it with the life that we wanted to. Vanita for creating the ambience where we just naturally felt we are part of this narrative. We are the characters that we are. Shahid Amir for keeping with Omung and all our vision for the way we want to essay the characters and not making it about chalo hum aisi film bana rahe hain. It's not about that. It's about being sensitive to the palette. And I think having Omung and Vanita and someone as experienced as Kiran G, I'll say, just for the experience, but he's called KD by the team. Okay, so he has literally brought our world to life. And whatever we all might strive to do an essay, if he is not out there capturing it, we are all done in for. So genuinely, a huge round of applause. I always have the highest respect for the DOP there on set because we all can do what we want. You can say action cut 1,000,000 times. We can all do 100 takes and retakes. But every little nuance, if not captured, the way we want essayed by him and his team, gaye kaam se. So it's really a huge thank you to him and his team, all the assistants who strive day in and day out, relentlessly. When we do such a fast project, believe you me, it's 48 hours and 24 each day, and that's the way we've worked. So I think that'll give you an insight into the preparation. Dive into the deep end and swim. That's what we all have done, but the power remains in what we had to begin with, and that's why we always say script. Hence, Utkarshini definitely deserved to be up here on stage. You know, when the writing has it all, and as a team we work together on set, genuinely, as artists, we all can come together and bring to life every day. This is one of those movies where the oddest answer I think anybody can give here saying is, it was a pleasure doing this role. Because that's something you cannot say. It's too intense, too disturbing on a daily basis. But as artists, I'm sure we all feel grateful to have got an opportunity to essay these characters and tell their story to you all, the audience.
Hi Omung, this is RJ Alu on your left.
Hi.
सवाल ये है कि सरबजीत की ज़िंदगी अभी कृपाल सिंह साहब के साथ जो हुआ या कोई बॉर्डर क्रॉस करता है तो उसे पकड़ लिया जाता है, तो ये जो मुद्दा है ये सिर्फ एंटरटेनमेंट के लिए नहीं हो सकता. आप सरकार से भी बात करेंगे जो हमारे कैदी वहाँ पर पाकिस्तान की जेल में हैं या जो इस तरीके की परिस्थितियों में आते हैं कि आखिरकार उनका अंजाम कुछ और होता है, तो कुछ इसके विषय में आपने सोचा है?
जब ये पिक्चर स्टार्ट करने जा रहे थे हम, मेरे दिल की एक ख्वाहिश थी, थ्रू दिस फिल्म अगर एक आदमी बाहर आता है तो दैट्स द ट्रू मीनिंग फॉर मी टू मेक दिस फिल्म. मुझे ये लगा ही था, मैं बोल बोल के थक गया हूँ कि लेट्स स्टार्ट अ फाउंडेशन, एंड वी हैव स्टार्टेड वन फाउंडेशन, ब्रिंग देम होम बैक, एंड दिस वी वांट, you know, prisoners from their story, their families, our family over here, and this film will in the end show you what the hope we want from the government, from the audience, to realize and accept what is going on, and we have to do something about it. Maybe through this film, that one person agar nikal jayega, so I think the meaning of this film will be complete.
What kind of creative liberties or freedom have you taken to make this biography? Because after all, commerce is also important. So can you tell us?
No, commerce, physics, science, nothing is used over here. We made this true to the heart, what Dalbir told us, what her story was. We followed exactly that way. Okay, emotions run high because if you've seen her videos, she also does, you know, so I wanted to capture that completely, and that's what I had told Ash also, okay, this is what I look for the role. Sarbjit as a character, like Randeep said, we knew very less about, only the things that Dalbir personally had told us. So the preparations for the film was exactly like what if Dalbir was part of it. So we've stayed true to the story completely. We've not changed anything, okay? Because it's a written fact, you can see it, you can Google it, the dates, weights, everyone knows about it. So it's true to the facts.
Aishwarya, hi. My question is to you. You are so stunning that you sometimes feel to your right. I guess. Yes, I so you're so stunning that you sometimes feel you have to be de-glammed in order for that acting prowess to show through. And also, this look of yours is so drastically different. So when you looked into the mirror, were you shocked, saddened? What was the first feeling?
Saddened.
I'm like,
even we were saddened.
Transformation.
As actors, we wait for the opportunity where we get the chance to essay a character and a role in its entirety. And, you know, the visual is the most important aspect, because every waking day when you get off your vehicle and get into your trailer and your tracksuit or however you come to work, it's important to become the character. So when you look into the mirror and if you see the character, believe you me, it's elation. That's, I mean, that's just big. I probably even use that word because you've used saddened. I don't even think we go through elation, you just become. You just become the character, and that's something that has always been important to me as an actor, and that doesn't remain subjective only to the genre of film that we're today talking about. That remains true to every genre. It's important when you look in the mirror, like we have the highest respect for our makeup tools, for costume. We always call that Saraswati. Every morning when we come to a trailer, we'll see to that our feet are not on the table. You know, it's respect of the highest order. And every aspect of getting ready to go face the camera is crucial to bringing to life what's written. And that's why we always mention and reiterate team effort. Every professional who's there on a set contributes to bringing what you see here on celluloid. So it was important for us to play Dalbir, especially as Omung has already shared with you, and you all can see and you all know, that we don't physically actually look like each other, even in terms of height and everything else. And yet Omung was very clear that he said, look, I want you to essay this part. So you're playing Dalbir. So let's create a character together where you, at the end of it, come away experiencing, feeling, believing Dalbir's story. And that is what is important, and it is very gratifying to have evoked the response today in your applause, of course, for the entire film, but none of you went, eh, when you have looked at even the poster of what I've essayed. So if you feel it is the story of all characters belonging, and it feels real and feels true, then we have succeeded. And then, of course, we bring together all the tools that we need to bring that truth, that honesty to the character essayed. So if we felt that, you know, it's reality. We have Dalbir ji on board. So it's reality. We've got referencing in terms of the material that you, the media, have documented to gauge mannerisms. Beyond that, I have not spent time with her before the film. In fact, I even met her for the first time on the first schedule of our set. Of our film. I did not meet her in advance. Because when I'm playing real life characters like this, where actually you don't obviously see a similarity, it's important for me then as an actor to remain true to the director's vision and the director's narrative, while nuancing the character in a way that when you see, as he said, when she speaks, when she's spoken at public forums, then there is a certain natural use of hands. There is a certain physicality in the way she expresses herself. That's referenced by what you have documented. So that is something that we have brought to for those occasions. But then I have not necessarily sat and watched every little twitch, blink, sniffle, or smile of hers to only reference that. It's important to remain true to what we are emoting on a day-to-day basis. Also in terms of physicality, while on one level we could have gone down the path that a lady who is going through this kind of hardship and strife over 23 years, now you can hit either of the spectrum of change in physicality. Either you can show loss of weight because of the kind of stressful lifestyle, or the other way around. And we chose together to go the other way around. I remember we both smiled about it, and Omung is a dear friend. I've known him for long. So he just says, you've just lost weight. You sure? You want to go the other way? And I was like, yeah, let's do it. And of course, we did it with costuming and, you know, padding and all of that, and really building on the physicality of the character in the timeline of the film. And then little things like, obviously with stress, you could be prematurely graying. We have changed the color of the eyes of the character. Dalbir ji does have a mole, and he felt that was very important to remain and keep that true and real. You go through pigmentation, you're in the sun, you're stressed out. So there's a certain, that kind of natural reality we have brought to the visual conception of the character. And in that, you can bring in similarity to me essaying her in reality, or even otherwise in the natural graph that you can imagine a character going through in her life, and what that would do to what you would visually see. So that is something we have maintained, even in terms of the lines of the clothes and all of that, you know, so, or the color or the fabric. I mean, it's that kind of thought on a daily basis to what was she doing that day, and would she just be mindlessly wearing her clothes, or would she even be thinking about it given what she's going through? So it's that kind of thought that goes into, and the reason I'm translating all this is because sometimes you all do not know. We don't talk about all this actually on a public platform, but that's how we work on characterization on a daily basis when telling stories of this genre and with this intensity.
Hi, this is Sohail.
Hi, hello.
It does not exist.
Can I just add, because it's very selfish of me to take all the credit for my transformation. I think my makeup artist Renuka Pillai, who did countless hours of tests on me, who we tried so many things, so many ways of bringing about this transformation. She worked for free just for the love of the movie and love of the works the challenge that there was there, and the kind of detail that God is in detail and kind of details she's done. I think it'd be very selfish of me to take all the credit for my presentation, because she's really the person behind it, and to also tolerate my mood swings because I was always starving. So thank you very much, Renuka.
Hi, my question is to Aishwarya, Omung, Randeep, and all of them. Like, when the script had come to you, and when we saw the first poster, in fact, we had that kind of a feeling it's a powerful film. It will be getting lots of appraisal, applause, and definitely the awards also, actually. So do you get that kind of a feeling when the film is being made, or after the look has come and people talking about it? Like feeling aati hogi definitely, Omung ji, to all of you.
I usually get petrified. I get scared when I get a script like this. How the hell I'm going to do it? Today is the day everybody's going to find out I'm not a good actor. And after the that kind of fire in your ass, you work harder, bro.
Yeah, Ash, what's your take on this? Because when you read the script also right from the beginning, it's as you said,
Wish one could lean on those choice of words, but
you should.
I think we are just happy to get great scripts, wonderful films, and from therein, when you get a team like this to work with together, that's the fire that propels us. That's what keeps us excited and working as hard as we do, because we have genuinely really slogged I can't even say waking day, because there was hardly a sliver between the waking and the sleeping, because you're just going literally round the clock, immense pace. I still remember the first he said, "Ho payega, Omung? Are you serious? We'll do it. It will happen all along, and only we know how we have all come together. And if there's anything that the entire team needs an applause from us to ourselves, let alone begging you all to do so, is for the way this film has been made. That is our victory. That's our joy. And just today, the expressions on all our faces, we could see ours, we could not see behind. We heard you all. But we're all like, once more. Because we are all so happy with what we've just had a glimpse of. It's all our efforts, we've worked really hard. That's our greatest award, and that's what's most exciting, to get that feeling at the end of every day of hard work and at the end of seeing the results of our efforts. That's the greatest award. Awards we graciously accept, we appreciate, we feel good for that minute. But it is the proof of the pudding. The film itself, our work and our efforts itself, that is our couple of months of effort. That's our life. We all are living our lives virtually through our work, our every day, and that's being documented in pieces of cinema. And that's what is the greatest award we can ask for, and that's what's most meaningful.
Sorry, to break your dreams. This is going to be the last
question. I have the mic.
Last question? Last question. Thank you.
Randeep, how did this preparation for the role, the solitary confinement, mood swings and all affect your personal relationships?
Everything thought I was an ass. Everybody thought I was an ass. Everybody around me had just had enough of me. I think it somewhere has affected me. I have to somewhere tell myself there's a certain sense of gloom that has come about since this movie, and I have to keep telling myself, look, you did not spend 22 years of your life in prison. You did not go through all that hardship. You did not go through solitary. There's something I have to keep reminding myself, and that has affected me, obviously. But so have other roles. So I hope, and they come out all at the wrong times.
Richa,
Jackie?
Richa, no.
Jackie over here.
I have a question for Richa.
Thank you.
You play his... Here,
I
same
can't
girl.
say, yes,
Yeah.
hi.
You play his wife.
Yes.
And, I mean, he's someone you... yeah. He's someone you love in the movie. And then you say that you leave the fighting for others and all you do is intezar. So how is this...
I don't
role-
think it's meant like that. I think that line is said in some kind of sarcasm. And when you see the film, you'll know the context of it. Because Talbir's character is really militant in fighting for the brother, but someone takes charge at home, and that person happens to be me. And that's the context of the statement.
Thank you.
Jackie?
You should
Last question,
somewhere get to read the letters that SARBJIT wrote to his wife. They're so beautiful with Rajesh Khanna's songs and, you know, such his, you know, poetry, whichever he could, and now he longs for her. You should read those letters. That's really, really lovely.
They're really moving, actually.
Can we just have the last? This
Jackie,
is the last
it's
question.
It's referenced in the movie, so you'll get to see
Jackie
that.
over here.
You asked.
Who has the mic?
Over here, Jackie.
That's it. You're the one. You're the lucky girl. Okay.
This
Jackie,
is like
it's
a
nice to
classroom.
see you on stage in the capacity of a producer. Congratulations on your right. My question to you is, firstly, how have you been able to contribute to this creatively? And secondly, what does this mean for Jackie Bhagnani, the actor?
So as I said that I know Omung sir for a really long time, and when this came to us, Pooja Films was the first one to come on board. And as Omung sir said that, you know, as someone asked earlier that, what about commerce and stuff like that? And the way he narrated the film, I just thought that this story should be told. And every film cannot have me as an actor or would want me as an actor, or I could fit in. But I thought that it's the right film to back, and this story must be told, and that's why I'm standing here.
Thank you
so
very much. Now let's see the trailer once more.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Let's do the trailer once more.